Aloha everyone and welcome to Skincare with Hiram. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hiram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. I don't know what that was. It is time for the much requested review, Glow Recipe. So many of you guys have been requesting that I review this brand and I was happy to oblige. Because Glow Recipe is a brand that I've had some thoughts about, I had some feelings about, and then it kind of went like, whew, and reversed. Nip it and reversed it. Yeah, it's kind of been interesting to see like how my opinion has changed of Glow Recipe over time. And I wanted to get into the details with you guys. During the course of this video, I'm going to be talking about all the main popular products by Glow Recipe and what my personal thoughts are of them. And I do have to say, from a branding and business perspective, when it comes to the aesthetic of the brand, they're bootyful. You see what I did there? Yeah, that's the best I got. Now, I have a lot of thoughts about this brand, but if you want to see the primary problem that I have for this brand, stay to the end of the video because I kind of delve into it there and kind of the problem with a lot of these types of brands within the industry. So, where am I going with this? What was I going to say? Wow, I'm a really good YouTuber, if you can't tell. So, let's get into it. Alright, so the first product I'm going to be talking about is, of course, the Watermelon Sleeping Mask, their most popular product, at least in my experience. It's a super lightweight gel consistency that is meant to be an overnight sleeping mask, which is basically like an overnight cream, except it's a very lightweight gel, this one being specifically for people who have more oily skin types. This mask is meant to exfoliate the skin, brighten the skin, as well as soothe and hydrate it. And when I look at the ingredients, the first one I noticed was sodium hyaluronate, which if you don't know what that ingredient is, it is basically a concentrated form of hyaluronic acid, and hyaluronic acid is great for absorbing moisture from the environment around us and making sure to regularly hydrate our skin. Now, the fact that this is the second ingredient in the product is really impressive to me, not gonna lie. But in addition to that, I also noticed seaweed extracts, watermelon extract, of course, which, you know, we would want to see watermelon extract because it is a watermelon mask. But watermelon is great for its soothing, hydrating, and antioxidant properties. It's a really good ingredient for just making sure that our skin is kind of reinforced with the protection and hydration that it needs. This also features glycolic acid and lactic acid, as well as licorice root extract, all of those ingredients being great for exfoliating the skin, but also soothing and hydrating the skin as well. Now, those are the ingredients I really like in this product. The downside of this product is, of course, fragrance. And when you get this product and you smell it, not gonna lie, it smells like a watermelon jelly ranch. I love it. Seriously, I could get high off of smelling this stuff. Just put it in a little Ziploc bag and have me snort it every 2 hours and I'm good to go. And while I will say that watermelon extract itself does have a fragrant component that just smells amazing, I do get concerned when I see fragrance on this ingredient list because, as you guys know, when it comes to me and fragrance, we are not friends. I do not know that bitch. I don't know her. And I'm personally not a fan of seeing it in my skincare products. In addition to that, another downside of this product is that it's kind of expensive. It's $45 for 2 ounces, which for a mask is pretty pricey, not gonna lie. Usually masks for that price point are much bigger. They come in like 3 ounces or 4 ounces. So the fact that it is 2 ounces and it's $45, I'm like, ooh, that's a little pricey. You guys know me, I am a drunk elephant whore. Like, I am totally okay spending money if a product truly performs well and has a really amazing ingredient list. But when I see that these products have fragrance in them, I'm kind of like, I'm a little more tight with my checkbook. As for my personal experiences with this mask, I only had to use it twice for me to realize that I do not like this product at all. It dried out my skin so much. I have super fucking oily skin. Mama, this skin could power grease factories. When I woke up in the morning, I was like, my skin is so dry and so flaky, like it's not good. I was personally not a fan. But I have to say, for this product, the thing that I absolutely love about it is that it is in glass packaging, which, if you guys don't know, I love glass packaging because of its environmental sustainability. Plastic can only be recycled about 2 or 3 times before it's just put into landfills or goes to the ocean, but glass can be recycled an infinite amount of times. So I'm definitely a fan of that. All right, the next product is the Blueberry Bounce Cleanser. Now, I think this was the very first product that they released, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. This is a gel cleanser that is supposed to dissolve impurities across the skin, but do so at a really gentle rate. The main ingredients I saw were seaweed extract, which is great for soothing and hydrating the skin, as well as hyaluronic acid, and in addition to that, so many berry extracts, which I think is really, really awesome because berry extracts can be really really powerful antioxidants for just making sure our skin is shielded from the damaging free radicals in the environment around us, which are basically little things that kind of attack our skin throughout the day. It's Game of Thrones all up in this shit. As for the things I don't like about this product, of course there's fragrance, but it's not that big of a deal because with a cleanser, it's a wash-off treatment. It's not staying on your skin throughout the day, so those fragrant ingredients aren't really going to be bothersome unless you have extremely sensitive skin. In addition to that, this cleanser is $34 for 5.4 fluid ounces. Bitch, that is really expensive. Like, that's a really pricey cleanser. I talk about the Youth to the People cleanser literally all the fucking time on my channel, and I see so many of your guys' comments being like, it's $36. That is so expensive. That cleanser is like 8 fluid ounces. This one is 5.4 fluid ounces for $2 less. That is a really, really pricey cleanser. In addition to that, this one I think is definitely more meant for like dry skin or sensitive skin, and for me, I have oily skin, so I really need to make sure that my skin is deeply cleansed. Otherwise, I start to see pore blockage and a lot of issues. And this cleanser did not really help with any of that, so I really only recommend this cleanser to people who have very dry, very sensitive skin. All right, the third product is the Watermelon Moisturizer. Similar to the Watermelon Mask, this one smells bomb, and honestly the consistency is so similar. As for this product, the first and second ingredients are watermelon fruit extracts, which I think is incredible because that shows that there's an extremely high concentration. Not trying to be shady. Who am I kidding? I'm always shady. But there are a lot of products out there that advertise themselves to have watermelon in them, and then watermelon ends up being the very last ingredient on the ingredient list. Sephora collection. What? Who said that? So the fact that it's so high up on the ingredient list is really encouraging. And not gonna lie, looking through this entire ingredient list, I was like, damn, this product has some really good shit in it. There's wheat, soy, and corn proteins, which really help to make sure the skin is strengthened and taken care of. The only thing I don't like about it is that there is some olive oil extracts, which I'm not crazy about olive oil because it can be really pore blocking. And in addition, there is a jasmine extract. As for the downsides for this, there is fragrance in this product, which I don't like, but I think it's actually pretty minimal considering that the top 2 ingredients in this product are watermelon fruit extract. And when you first use the product, it smells like amazing watermelon, and then it dissolves really quickly and you don't smell anything anymore. So I think that's a good sign that really the only major fragrance in this product is from the watermelon extracts and not from any added fragrance. As for my experience with this moisturizer, it's super lightweight, absorbs into the skin so quickly, really, really good for people with oily skin. Nothing incredible to where I was like, wow, this is like my ride or die product. But it was nice. It was definitely great. And another thing is that it's in glass packaging. Absolutely love that. All right, now moving on to the Pineapple Brightening Serum. I think this is the newest product that they have in their collection, which is very interesting. And from a packaging perspective, it is so cute. This one focuses on using pineapple as the primary ingredient for brightening the overall tone and any dark spots on the face. Now for the ingredients, the first ingredient is a pineapple extract, which is amazing because they are staying true to their word. But I will say that I don't really believe pineapple is the best ingredient for brightening the skin out there. As for research that's been done, it's been proven to be a good antioxidant and a good soothing ingredient. But in terms of showing any major brightening ability, say as compared to vitamin C or niacinamide, honestly, in my opinion, it does not even compare. However, I will say in this product, there is some ascorbic acid and a vitamin C derivative, but they are lower on the ingredient list. I don't know what the percentage is. And honestly, with the lack of preservatives that they have in this product, I'm honestly not 100% sure how effective that vitamin C is going to be. One ingredient in this, though, that intrigues me is portulaca. I don't know how to pronounce it. Extract, which is proven to be a really, really strong antioxidant and high in concentration of vitamin C, A, and E. Paula's Choice absolutely loves this ingredient, and you know me, I am a slave to Paula's Choice. I'm a slave for you. You see the snake on my shoulders? Britney, bitch. The downside to this product, though, is that, of course, it does include fragrance, but I will say I don't think it has a lot of fragrance because I don't think it smells very good. Not gonna lie, like when I first smelled it, I was like, oh, okay, it kind of smells like pineapple. And then I realized it actually smells like soy sauce. Once you see that it smells like soy sauce, there's no turning back. As for how I like it, the serum is lightweight. It absorbs into the skin really easily, but honestly, it's kind of expensive. The serum, I was like, ooh, it's a little pricey. The packaging's pretty small. The packaging is glass though, so yay for that. All right, the next product is the Avocado Glow Mask, which for this product, this is the one that I've already reviewed. So if you want to see what all of my thoughts on that product are, go to the link in the description box below. I think it'll be a refreshing take for this video, so you might want to check that out. And then the last product I'll talk about in this video is the Watermelon Glow Mist. Now this I think is the second most recent release, but a release that took me completely by surprise. The ingredients in this bitch are so good. Watermelon fruit extract is the primary ingredient, which I think is an awesome ingredient to have in a spray. There's also rice germ extracts, which are great for boosting the probiotic count on your skin, amino acids, and so many root extracts. This is just a really good spray because it has so many different types of antioxidants and just really healthy ingredients for the skin, which honestly, I haven't really talked about mists in my videos very much because I kind of think they're BS, because with the spray, I feel like you're losing like 50% of it when you use it because so much of it is going into the air. And that's why when I use a spray, I end up finding myself just like spraying it super close and then patting it into my skin, which totally defeats the purpose of using a spray. The downside to this is that there is fragrance, but I do think it's pretty minimal because the fragrance is very much exactly the same as the moisturizer and as the overnight mask, and it goes away after about 30 seconds. One of the reasons I absolutely love this one is because the mist is so fine. For real, guys, like I absolutely love spraying this on my face because when you do, it just feels like, I don't even know how to describe it. It feels like you're by the ocean and like a wave comes up. The mist is kind of tossed into the air. It goes across your face. Okay, am I describing like a romance movie? It feels so good. When you go to Sephora, most of the sprays that they have there, or the facial mists, whatever they're called, are really expensive. And this one is $28. If you look at the fluid ounce count, and then bitch, here's the tea. Compare it to Tatcha. This is literally like half the price of the Tatcha spray. All right, so now that the product reviews have kind of come to a close, I do want to share one thing that I have a major problem with when it comes to Glow Recipe, and not exclusively Glow Recipe, just with a lot of brands. You guys know I am very transparent about how much I dislike fragrance in my products. Fragrance has shown to have no additional benefits to the skin other than having a nice aromatic experience, and they cause more damage than they do good, so they're just really not worth having in products. But one of the things that I don't like about Glow Recipe is that they don't disclose the fragrance ingredients that they use. The good thing about companies who do break down all the ingredients is that they're being completely transparent. They're showing what types of fragrance ingredients are being formulated in this product. One of the problems with what Glow Recipe does is that they lump all these fragrance ingredients all into one single word, which is fragrance. So we have no idea what they could be formulating the product with. And this is a problem because, first of all, we just don't know what we're putting on our skin. Second of all, for people who do have specific types of allergies to products, people aren't able to determine whether or not this product is going to be okay for their skin because they don't know what's in it, which means a lot of people have to completely pass on using this product, and Glow Recipe is losing a significant amount of business because of it. While I am impressed with how clean their ingredient lists are and the concentration as to which they use beneficial ingredients, I do think that this is one change that they really should make, because if they were to make my change, bitch, you bet all my dollars would be going towards their brand. So Glow Recipe, if you're watching, please just consider that. Try to step your game up. All right, that's all my thoughts. What do you guys think? What are your opinions of the brands? Feel free to let me know down below. I want to hear if you've tried the products or if you have opinions. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.